So it's time to continue our exploration back under the dome. We're going to have an institute update from MIT Provost Sally Barnhart. The provost is no stranger to most of you, having been at the institute for many years. She's, of course, an alumna of MIT. But as a refresher, she is also the Abraham Siegel Professor of Management Science and Professor of Operations. She earned both her master's and a PhD at MIT in Transportation Systems and Optimization. I think the optimization piece is something she actually actively uses in her provost role here at MIT. Many of you will recall her previous roles as the Institute's chancellor prior to Melissa Noble's, and she also earlier served as the associate and acting dean of the School of Engineering. Now, as MIT's chief academic officer, she oversees the school and college deans, the director of the libraries, the newly created role of senior vice provost for research, and all the various research activities and financial matters therein. It's a pretty big brief. So, with gratitude that you're here to speak with us today and share a little bit of perspective on what's going on at the Institute, let's welcome back to ALC Provost Barnhart.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks to Sally. That is Sally, I'm Cindy. You know, we have this problem. You throw in Susie Nelson, and Sally becomes Susie, But anyway, we're getting through it all. So thanks, Whitney, for starting off what I think will be a great weekend for all of you. I'm especially grateful to the MIT Alumni Association Board of Directors, especially President Robert Wickham, for making all of this possible. So I know that I'm here to provide an update, but like Sally, I have like 5 minutes, so you're actually not going to get a comprehensive update, but I thought I would just pick a few topics and share them with you. I'm really happy to be here again this year with all of you to celebrate the important work that alumni volunteers do on behalf of and for the benefit of MIT. You help fuel our community's ideas, our innovations, our collaborations, and ultimately that all leads to a brighter future. So thank you. This morning, I'll talk briefly about how the Provost's Office is helping to support MIT's pursuit of the opportunities and challenges that Sally just mentioned related to AI and climate change. So, like last year, I'm still really optimistic. When I attended the conference last year, I talked about MIT's ability to make a difference. Still bullish on that. And that optimism stems in large part from the importance and urgency that our community feels about working together across departments to find solutions in these two really important areas, AI and climate change, of course, among other things. And as we work collectively and collaboratively across traditional boundaries and partnerships, our goal is what Sally said, to make the whole be greater than the sum of its parts. So about AI, we're racing, and I do mean racing, to continue to lead in pushing the boundaries of AI knowledge, and also we're envisioning its potential applications and impacts. So in July, Sally and I invited faculty to submit proposals to develop papers describing the current and future impacts of generative AI in their areas of expertise. We had an amazing response. 75 proposals came in on a wide range of topics, from K-12 education to design to manufacturing and many more, representing departments literally across the Institute: economics, mechanical engineering, literature, and more. So we had some targeted fundraising and made a financial commitment from the Institute, and we're now funding 27 of those proposals with full papers due in December. But what we learned from this, it's really exciting, and what we learned was our community's really excited about this. And so we said, we need to do this again. So we are going to launch a second call for proposals this fall. And we're working to raise the additional funds to support it. And I'm sure that the response will be even greater than our first response. So all really exciting things. And more, it's worth noting, I think, that Sally and I are not the only ones who are tapping into our faculty and asking them to share their wisdom in problem solving. Washington, D.C. policymakers are turning to them as well. You're going to hear about this, I'm sure, from Alexander Madry when he speaks, but I'll just give you a little bit of the picture of what's going on. So MIT's counsel is being sought as federal lawmakers consider if and how to regulate generative AI. And in considering that, they first need to understand what it is. And that's where we're playing a role. So we've been asked to help inform critical policy discussions on AI, and our faculty have embraced that opportunity. In April, Professor Alexandra Madry, whom you'll be hearing from later this morning, participated in a briefing for the House of Representatives. And then again in May, MIT was invited back to brief the Senate. This summer, we began developing a series of policy papers for policymakers, including one on the potential workforce impact of AI. And just last week, we hosted the House Intelligence Committee for 2 days on campus and at Lincoln Lab. And I'll just share with you something that was said to me by one of the Congress people. They talked about why they're reaching out to MIT. And one of the things they said was that unlike many other universities, we come to them not asking for something, but asking how we can help. That was a really proud moment for me. So on climate change, we found that there's incredible passion within the MIT community to affect real change. At this point, we estimate that roughly 300 faculty members across all 5 schools in the Schwartzman College are already working on some aspect of climate change. That's more than a quarter of our entire faculty, and that doesn't count all the people we've heard from who want to work in this area. The challenge is, as you know, complex and broad, and our faculty, postdoc students, and staff are working on a myriad set of aspects of the climate crisis. So here are some of them: energy systems and industrial decarbonization, climate resilience in vulnerable communities and regions of the world, sustainable resilient cities, quantification of climate risks, greenhouse gas removal, management, and storage, oceans, all just to name a few. Our goal is to bring the whole institute together in the search for large-scale and small-scale solutions that will have a real-world impact in helping to address the climate crisis. Sally charged Vice Provost Richard Lester to take the vision that she outlined in her inaugural address and turn it into reality. Over the summer, Richard consulted with more than 100 faculty and staff to assess MIT's climate-related strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities, from science to innovation to policy. And Richard is moving quickly to take the feedback he gathered and turn it into a roadmap. And we'll have a lot more to say about all of this in the coming months. So to conclude, on campus, I really want you to know about the sense of excitement and urgency that exists. We see not only is there the opportunity for us to have a positive impact on the future, but there's a need for us to do so. As peer alums and committed volunteers, I know you share this passion for impact, and I hope you will proudly share the good work that MIT is doing with as many people as you can. We're looking to engender support from our global alumni and friend community, and we need your help to circulate these ideas and inspire those that you work with to get involved. While you're on campus this weekend, have fun. And again, thank you for your continued partnership and participation in all that you do for MIT. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you.